Yo, what's going on, fellas?
What's happening, brother?
What is good?
Hey, man, feeling blessed.
And highly favored?
Hey, man, can you feel any other way?
No, I don't think you can. Marky Mark, what's going on in your world, brother?
Just being me. And that's blessed.
I love it. From Discovery Plus, this is
Come on now.
Urban Legends with the Ghost Brothers.
Woo! Guess who I am? I am the Marcus Harvey.
And I am Jawan Mass.
And don't forget about your boy, smooth talking Dalen Spratt, baby.
Okay.
If you have not seen our hit show,
And it is a hit.
Out the park.
oh my God, we are Atlanta's premier paranormal investigator.
Maybe, can we say the country now in the world?
Listen, we are the world's
Yes.
premier. No. That's
The
still,
universe.
that's still
Universe.
too small.
Universe.
You're right. We are the galaxy's
Come on.
premier paranormal investigators. Listen, when I tell you we love the history, we love investigating, and Jawan, what else do we love?
I believe we love getting scared. Yeah.
It's getting better. It's getting better.
Nah, bro.
You would think by what episode is this that he would have got it. But it's okay.
But it's all right.
Hey,
It's scared. He is
listen,
scared.
we love
you know
it.
why? Because he's not scared.
He's
but he is
never-
scared. But this one's going to scare him. I know this one's
You
going to
know
scare him.
why? Because on this podcast, we're going to look at some of the most creepy, infamous tales that we can find. I mean, like, where did these urban legends come from? We're going to investigate them. We're going to talk to some experts. And we might even channel some spirits.
What?
Whoa.
Well, let me tell you real quick. Today's episode is a story out of New Jersey. This family moves into this beautiful home in this fancy neighborhood, and just days after moving in, they start getting these creepy letters. I'm talking about these like, stupid creepy letters, bro. And it's clear this person knows them. It's watching them. And each letter is signed the same way. The Watcher. All right, now listen. Okay, listen. Back in 2014, this family, the Broadduses, they bought this home in Westfield, New Jersey. And Westfield is a very upscale neighborhood. I mean, the home is $1.4 million. This is back in 2014, so that's some stretch right there. It has 6 bedrooms. But then just days after that, scary stuff starts to happen.
Wait. Hold on. Tell me more, bro. Tell me more.
They start getting letters from someone who calls themselves the Watcher, bro.
Okay. That's suspicious.
All right, now the Broadduses have 3 small kids, man. And these letters, I mean, the Watcher says they're keeping a close eye on the family. And they got 3 small kids, bro. So I mean, that, if I get that when I'm moving into a new house, a new neighborhood, that's the first thing that I'm getting, bruh.
It's just not welcoming, bro. It's
Yeah,
just
you
not
like
it.
most people show up to your doorstep with like a sweet potato pie,
bread basket.
or maybe for our listeners, a pumpkin pie,
Maybe pancakes.
maybe
Pumpkin
spice pancakes and waffle mix.
Well, he definitely did do that. He definitely did do that.
They putting letters in the mail.
The letters got so freaky that it made the news. The Watcher story was on the Today Show. Man, we got a clip.
The Watcher wrote, "My grandfather watched the house in the 1920s, and my father watched in the 1960s. It is now my time. Why are you here? I will find out."
All right, hold on. So this Watcher is saying he's a 3rd generation Watcher?
That's right. The Watcher
He comes from a long line of watchers.
a long line. I mean, that's right. I mean, the Watcher claimed to know the house well. They would call stuff out.
My daddy was a Watcher.
And my great
And my
granddaddy.
great grandpappy was a
It's
Watcher.
been passed down. Creepy has been passed down to me generation after generation. I mean, these people would know what's happening on the inside of the house, like details on the inside. The Watcher claimed that they ran the halls of this house as a kid. And they asked the family if they find what they hid inside the walls. Like, to ask you know how crazy that is? For me, put in a letter, hey, did you find that thing that I left in 76?
In the wall?
In the wall.
Say, listen, it's only 3 things
That
that
was
you
left.
hide in the wall.
Come on,
Okay.
now.
Listen, money,
Okay.
drugs,
Dope. You got that thing wrapped up like
what's number 3?
Spitter said. You got
What's number
that thing
3?
wrapped up so the dogs can't smell it. And what's the other thing?
a dead body.
Wait, I mean, y'all say dead bodies, but in this family, they wanted to make it work, right? So they hired experts, private investigators, but they never felt safe. You know what I'm saying? They never felt safe moving forward in that house. So a renter moves in and
the cryptic correspondent striking one last time in February 2017. The Broadduses say a renter received a letter listing various forms of revenge, along with the message, "You are despised by the house," and the Watcher won.
And the case is still unsolved to this day.
To this day?
To this day.
What day?
Wow. So you're telling me this Watcher guy is still out there just
watching folks.
That is disturbing.
Quite.
But guess what, guys?
What's that?
I got something really, really, really exciting in store for you guys.
What you got?
Okay. You see, we actually have a writer who talked to the family. This guy has literally seen the letters and is going to go into detail about all of that next.
I'm intrigued.
All right, now. So typically we hold off until the end of the episode before we start doing interviews. But today's a special day. We felt like we needed to bring in our guest as soon as possible because he knows so much about today's legend. Because you see, back in 2018, Reeves Wiedeman, he wrote an amazing story of the mystery of the Watcher in the New York Magazine. So today we're going to bring him on in and hear about what he knows and what happened to the family and what questions still remain unanswered. Reeves, welcome to the show, my brother.
Thank you for having me, Dylan. It's good to be here.
So I was wondering if you could take us back to the very beginning, to when the family got the very first letter.
Yeah, so this family, they got a couple of different letters. And some of these letters were referring to the fact that the Broadduses had 3 children and talking about moving stuff in and out of the house as if this person was, nearby and kind of watching some of this stuff that was going on. So it seemed, at least at the beginning, as if it was someone who either knew the family or at least was right there and literally watching them. And they knew details about the house. And at one point, they even described one of the family's children painting on an easel in one corner of the house, which would have had to be something that only someone who not only was in the area, but had gotten pretty close to the house could actually see. So it really felt like it was someone nearby.
That's creepy.
Yeah, completely. And I think for a family with 3 young kids all under the age of 10, it was, creepy and very much felt like they were in danger.
Yeah. Because, on one hand, it could be this mass murdering serial killer. And then on the other hand, it could be the lady across the street. You know what I mean? It's just
yeah. And you had no idea. Is it just someone who's a little bit crazy and is kind of getting off on sending some kind of spooky letter? Is it someone who was an enemy or someone who just didn't like you for whatever reason? The Broadduses had no idea, and so suddenly everything and anyone around them was suddenly suspect.
So did the previous owners of the house, did they receive any letters?
They did. They received one letter shortly before they moved out, but a couple weeks before. They got a letter from someone, again, calling themselves the Watcher. And in that letter, that family says it was so sort of benign and just kind of appreciative of the fact that they had taken care of this home over the years, that they just kind of took it and threw it away. Tells it wasn't creepy, it wasn't threatening in the way that the letters that the Broadduses were getting suddenly were.
So they don't have no suspects or no one they didn't think they might have known who did it?
There were kind of different places that they went in their heads. And, there was a neighbor on the block who was kind of an oddball and had suffered from some mental illness that people kind of knew about in the neighborhood. And so there was some suspicion of that person. The police did eventually take it seriously enough that they took the letters, they took DNA samples, and according to the police, they ruled this person out based on DNA. Yeah.
So what happened? Did they stay in the house? Did they move? Are they still there?
So they were still living in the same town already. And so they stayed in their house for a while, and then eventually they had to move out, and there was a lot of back and forth between the husband and wife here of should we move in. We don't want to get just pushed out of this dream house that we've been wanting for so long, but they ultimately never moved into the house. It's really, I think in the abstract, it's like easy to talk about what I would do differently. Yeah, of course I'm not going to get pushed around like this, but like when it's suddenly happening to you, are you going to take that risk for a house? The thing for this family was partly like, yeah, you'd be fine. When you're in the house, everything's going to be fine. You're there. No one's going to mess with you. The first time you're like, okay, my wife and I are going to go out to dinner. We're going to leave the kids at home. Like, that's going to be scary. If there's a person who really is just sitting there watching you, like, are you going to be able to bring yourself to kind of do that? You're even just living in this town. Like, they would talk about going to the grocery store and they're like looking around, like, is that the person? Is that the person? Is that the person? Like, just, the fear sort of became all consuming.
Okay. So you said someone else has the house now, right? Or no?
They eventually sold the house. They've first found some people to rent it, so they could kind of cover their mortgage for a while, while they again bought this other house in town. And eventually they found someone to buy it. It had been a number of years since the letters arrived, and nothing has happened. And so these other families, were able to buy a really nice house at a discount. There was this stigma around this house, and so which again is an insanely nice, huge house in this incredibly nice neighborhood. Someone was finally willing to take a risk on it, and so far it's worked out.
So they haven't received any letters or anything?
As far as I know, no new letters. No new letters.
Do you have to disclose that type of information when trying to sell a house like that?
Technically, the law is weird here, and it's sort of state by state. I mean, there's a New York law that's there. There's this famous case, is kind of the Ghostbuster ruling, where if there was a murder, or if there was a possible ghost haunting in a house, in certain states, you do have to do it. In New Jersey, you don't, and so. So in this case, not that they would have, but the family before didn't need to disclose the letters. In this case, the letters were news. We'd written about it. Other people had written about this. So no one was coming into this house. And the family also said, like, we're going to tell people, like, this was so crappy for us. There's no way we could, try to sell the house, try to flip the house without telling people how scary it was to some other family in case it happens to them.
Reeves, man, I appreciate you, brother, man. You have been a pleasure to talk to, man. I appreciate you shedding this light into this family's experience, man. It definitely gives you a brand new respect on keeping a watchful eye around your surroundings and in your neighborhood, man. So I definitely appreciate your time today.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to try our best to summons up some spirits and see if they can maybe tell us who, what, when, why, or where the Watcher may be. So guys, you see this here? This
What you got there, bro?
is a Ouija. I've always found it to be interesting because the last letter is an A. I would have thought it would have been called a Ouija. A Ouija.
We just gonna play with the spirits like that in here.
Hey man,
Because I'm wondering, why would you? This joint ain't got nothing to do with a Ouija board.
So let me ask you this though.
Ouija board.
This thing is wrapped in plastic. This is a gateway supposedly to hell. And the only thing stopping the devil from coming out this is a piece of plastic.
Oh, but
Wait,
have you tried to open a CD before?
Yeah, you're right.
You can definitely tell why the devil has used that to block himself in. I'm just gonna cover myself. I'm gonna let y'all do it. Y'all can do what y'all do.
Wait,
Father God,
can you include us?
Father God,
Yeah, hold on.
me and the producer, we just thank you for
God,
allowing us to be
samesies.
I'm on this
for
too.
us to be in righteous and beautiful before your hands. Keep us protected. Let them other two who gonna do it. In Jesus' name, amen.
Hey, guy, I'm jumping in on the end of that.
Break it down to me why you brought your
Okay,
watch.
this is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Okay, so nobody knows who this watcher person is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right?
I'm following you.
All we know is that they're sending these letters out the blue to this family and warning them about this house and why they should not be in this house and watching them while they're in this house. But they know too many fine details about the family in this house. So to me, maybe the Ouija board, if we ask it, might be able to tell us maybe some type of clue about who the watcher could actually be.
All right, so let me follow your logic.
Yep, follow it.
So the family hires a private investigator.
Yep, that didn't work.
They call the cops.
Yep,
That didn't work either.
And so you said, hey, I heard about y'all story.
Yep.
On the Today Show.
Yep. From a clip.
Didn't
even watch the whole episode.
You didn't watch the whole episode.
It was audio.
I know how we can get to the bottom of this.
Yep.
Let's open up a Ouija board in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yep.
And see if we get to the bottom of this.
Yep. Yep. How that sound to you?
Don't even put that box over here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
keep that on your line.
All right. Okay. Here we go.
You know what you're doing?
I don't. I've never unboxed the Ouija board, but I feel like
Okay. What
the
you got?
fact that there's not even an instruction manual lets you know
That it's in the wrong hands.
Man, come on now.
Hold on. Let's get it out. Okay. All right. All right. Here we go.
Wait, does it have pieces in there too? Like,
Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little disappointed. This thing is literally made out of cardboard, bro. Like plastic and cardboard.
let me break this down to you, Dalen and Jawan, since y'all
We listening.
since y'all just willy-nilly always do this during every episode.
Okay.
And y'all don't see the severity of what we do.
Okay.
Just because it's cardboard
Yep.
doesn't mean that the spirit don't see the intent. You feel what I'm saying?
Ooh.
You seem to know a lot about Ouija boards.
Have you been reading your Bible?
Scripture based. I am. Come on now.
So my goal is to genuinely just to ask questions. Like, what if somebody on the other side knows who the watcher is? What if they can shed some light onto it? What if we can crack a mystery that's been going on since 2014?
See, you heard.
I like those stakes.
You got doors slamming in here now. I don't know what kind of portals you about to open.
I don't either.
Go ahead, but I'm just gonna be over here.
Okay. You just keep the watchful eye.
Lila, we over here.
Jawan, you with me, Brody?
Lila,
I'm
we
here.
over
Are you going to put your hands on this placard, is what they call it?
All right.
Now, what kind of questions y'all gonna ask?
I think it should be like yes or no questions. Maybe we can go there.
All right, fellas. If we going to do this, we might as well do it the right way.
Okay.
And like the Ghost Brothers way, man.
I like that.
You know, anytime that we go into these crazy haunted places, we always go with the purest of intentions, man, the purest of hearts, and we like let our motives be known. So I think before we crack open this 6-pack, crack open this 40 ounce, this spiritual 40 ounce, that we ought to let our intentions be known, man. And that is just genuinely for us just to get some answers and to see if we can help a family out. They made a $1.4 million decision, bro. They deserve to know some answers. We don't want to dibble dabble, shibble shabble,
Scribble scrabble.
with anything on the dark side. We looking for only positive light and great responses. So if you can help us out, we would love to speak to you. Jawan, are you ready?
I think I'm in the right headspace.
Marcus, you got our spiritual backs?
Yeah, me and Jesus gonna be talking over here.
I hope you have him on the main line.
Just
All
don't keep him distracted. We need, we need his full.
I'm about to show up every YouTube clip in my phone.
All right. So listen, we hear that there is a story of someone named the Watcher.
Mm-hmm.
Are you familiar with who the Watcher is? Jawan,
You
are
pushing it?
bullshitting.
Are you pushing it?
You are bullshitting.
Are you pushing?
You are BSing.
Bro,
I swear I'm not.
I'm not moving it.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. No,
Yes,
I'm
you
not.
are.
It's a lot of tension
It's
coming
a
my way, bro.
whole lot. I'm not.
What direction is it
I'm
moving
not.
Lila, what we over here
in? What
doing?
direction is
not.
it moving in?
Lila, what
Marcus,
we over here
Marcus.
I am not though.
Marcus.
I am not though.
Oh,
Y'all wrote
I
a
am
check
not,
that
though.
y'all ass can't
Yo.
cash.
what does that say?
Bro, it stopped on yes. I swear I am not moving. Joy.
So as I'm looking over here from a distance,
what?
I literally see that it's on yes. This is exactly why I don't play with that stuff.
No.
No. Go ahead. Keep doing what y'all doing. No. Do what y'all doing. Since y'all
Hold on.
No,
all
okay.
the listeners on here, listen. All the good ones, wash your ears. All the other ones, come on now, listen. This y'all asked for it.
No,
here now.
wait. Honestly, Juwan, I've been knowing you, bro, for over 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at Juwan's face. There's
Did
no way.
you
No,
move
he didn't do it.
This little Dorito.
This chip.
Yes.
No, bro. Look at it like this.
Yes.
I can't pull it towards me.
You're right.
I can't pull it towards me.
You're
So that's
right.
why I asked you, did you push it?
You're right. And I didn't push it.
So now y'all saw
Because I
over
even
here.
took my hand up. I lifted my hand off the board.
Right.
So you would
And I can't, I mean,
feel me pushing.
All right, now
I'd have to have some sticky fingers.
Whoa, bro, I'm not trying to be funny.
Reset? Or we done?
No, it can't be done because you got to buy it.
Y'all better hurry
We'll close
up,
it out if you
Hurry
don't
it
know.
up, man. I got, listen,
we
my kid-
run out of time.
I gotta get my kids,
Yeah.
and y'all opening portals.
You need to be Googling.
You need to be Googling how to close.
close a Ouija board.
Hey, listen, we just opened up something we shouldn't have.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay. All right, so it says...
Wait, why would he say that's interesting?
Well, because, I mean, think about it.
Wow, that's interesting.
We asked, do you know who the Watcher is?
Mm-hmm.
And
Ask
this
him the
thing
name.
went straight... Okay, Marcus.
I ain't saying it. I didn't say that. I didn't tell you. No, I ain't
So you
even
sticking your toe in.
No, I ain't.
Oh, you sticking your
He
toe
ready.
in.
He ready.
Listen,
Okay.
I got
ready.
my Air Force Ones on
Okay.
He
at
ready.
the pool.
Excuse me.
I got the Air Force Ones
Whoever's
at the
on the other side, my friend Marcus over
I
here
didn't
wants
say
to
that.
know.
He
I don't
down
even
the
know
ride.
y'all.
He wants to know,
I don't even know you.
can you tell us the first letter of the name of who the Watcher really is? Can we just
ask
get
for the
the
whole
letter?
If I'm gonna be in it, I'm gonna ask the whole name.
Juwan.
I'm not doing anything.
And now they over here. Look at them. Look at them. You see,
Okay,
this
stop.
is why I don't play with these boys. Lay over
Stop.
here. Look at them.
Marcus, for you not to be a part of this game, you got questions you want answers
I
to.
don't have no
Marcus,
questions.
ask another question.
Ask another
I ain't
question.
asked nothing. One more question.
Ask one
One
more.
more.
I'm
Just
not
one
asking,
more.
I'm not asking no
Ask
question.
one more
I
question.
didn't ask the first question.
No, you just asked it
If
one.
I was to ask a question, this is just hypothetical.
What if you was to ask a question?
If I was to hypothetically ask a question,
Yeah.
What would it mean?
I would have been like, "Did you live there?" You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Let's
All
just
right.
be.
All right.
That's. I'm not even. See, listen, Pastor Jerron C. Williams. Listen, I love you. Pray for me every Sunday. I love you.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
So to Marcus's question, did you
how
live
put that
there?
in there? I did not. I said if hypothetically, if I was to ask,
Bro, it's moving. And I see what you're saying, how when it's moving in your direction, if you're not pulling it, Juwan, you're pushing it.
I am not pushing it. I low-key want to take my hand off.
Okay, guys, it was on yes, and it has now moved to the center of the top of the board over the sign that says the name of it.
I mean,
it's still going.
It's really moving towards the no.
It's moving towards the no. It's not to the no yet.
No.
Okay, is it going towards a letter?
why I need to pay attention? I'm going to church
Bro,
this
my
Sunday.
fingers are not on it.
No, sir. I'm trying to okay. Look, I had to
All
take
right,
my
go
hands
ahead.
off. I had to take my hands off that Dorito
that's-
chip
okay.
or the planchette.
No, that's no, that's stupid.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not going to be funny. I saw that thing still moving when y'all took your hands off of it.
Okay. And we're not tripping,
See,
right?
this
I had
can I put this out here? This is why I don't like listening to producers of shows who are never in the room. Because, see, they're sitting all kind and nice, eating chips, got their kids all nice in the background, while we're over here, and they got Sage. Okay, they got Sage.
Oh.
But we're over here watching Ouija Dorito chips moving on their own about something that ain't got nothing to do with no watchers.
But Marcus, this ain't even had nothing to do with us.
At all.
None of this.
Why? Why?
All right, close this
At
thing
all.
up, please.
Okay,
At all.
all right, we're going to end it. Let's end it. Come on.
Do we have to put our hands back on it to end it?
bruh.
See,
You
look,
don't even know the rules. That's why we in this
I
situation.
don't. I thought you was
this how they
Googling
sign. You see this how they sign
it. Okay.
up stuff?
All right. Quote, how do you, what is
Do we?
You both put your...
This is why they
Okay.
ain't woke.
All right.
This is
All
why they fall for anything, man.
All right. Thank you. On the other side, we appreciate all the effort and strength that it took for you to come forward and walk down this aisle. Please do not follow us home.
Nope.
Yeah, man, because we, man, people got bills and families and all that type of stuff, man. We ain't got time for all that misunderstandings and all that. So you just stay where you are and just know that we appreciate the two answers that you gave us. We're going to go ahead and end this session out with a goodbye.
Goodbye. A hard goodbye.
Bro, put your hand back on it, man.
man.
Put it on the goodbye. We got to
Bro,
put
I'm
it to
trying-
the goodbye.
We got to move it to the goodbye.
Boom.
Get up out of there.
Woo! Hey, can we talk about that for a quick second? We play around a lot. Like, we joke around a lot. But when it comes to stuff like this, we don't. Because we don't want to play with stuff that we don't know with what we're playing with. But you said something, Marcus, that really threw me off, bro. You sat there and said you saw the little chip move.
That joint move, bro.
When me and Jawan took our hands off of it.
Not only did I say that.
I saw that too.
Not only did I say that, but in the beginning, I told you guys, it don't matter if it's plastic and cardboard.
Say that again for the congregation.
Y'all can play with it if y'all want to, though.
Say it one more time for the congregation.
Who even put that on the kids' aisle? Who would even put that right beside Monopoly?
Yeah. It should definitely be next to the condoms.
It should definitely be under lock and key. Like, you got to show ID.
The Ouija board beside Candyland.
Yeah. It should be
that should be Ouija board should be in the motor oils.
It should be
in
the garden section so you can bury that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because that's the devil.
All right.
That thing was moving when you took your hands off of it.
It did. That's crazy.
I think it's now safe for you to talk, Marcus. I think we're cool.
All right, man. Listen.
I think we're out of here. I think that board is closed.
Is it safe for me to talk?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the coast is clear, man.
Because I have something to share with you guys. You got to hear this story from one of our listeners, man.
What do we have today?
All right, so today we have Davika Singh. Now, she wasn't in a haunted house per se, but she was in a haunted hostel. You see how I did that?
Mm-hmm.
Now here she is.
So starting from my teenage years, I had stayed at one of the most haunted hostels in Canada, which is located in Ottawa. It's an old jail and it's amazing. And I actually, on a snowy night, had gone to a parliamentary building with people who were on the same leadership conference as me, like in the same group. And a friend of mine who was from high school, who was also chosen for this trip, her and I, we took photos in front of this hostel at night, and she had taken one of me, and then I had taken one of her, and there was an outline in the photo of what seems to be the side profile of a gentleman walking in front of the camera. You know, some people have been like to me, well, why do you know it's not the snow? But like, I took so many photos that night in the snow and nothing came out like that at all. And actually, everywhere in that hostel, I felt something really strange or off or like not quite right. I kind of got validation later that something had happened in each of those places. And there would be like unassuming places like, you know, there was a dent in a stairwell and apparently somebody had hung themselves in that stairwell and they were cut down from the rafters. And when they, when that body had hit the floor, there was a dent in the floor. And I had remembered just seeing that dent and feeling really weird about it. And there was another room we had to put our luggage in. And that room was used to hold certain people captive. And I found all this out because, like, after the trip, I decided to do research on the hostel. And sure enough, this very detailed article had outlined everywhere that I had felt something weird. So there was that.
Wait a second, guys. So she takes pictures in front of his hostel.
Yep.
And there's a guy in the pictures?
Yeah, this guy literally walked in front of the camera.
You got the watcher and then you got the walker. You know what I'm saying? Like the watcher and the walker walking on
like
down.
A bad Western.
The watcher and the walker. Ooh, wow, wow, wow.
Davika, thank you so much for that submission. We appreciate it. That was a creepy one for sure. Anyone listening, if you have ghost stories to share, send us a voice memo at storiesforghostbrothers@gmail.com. That's storiesforghostbrothers@gmail.com. I mean, we really want to hear them. Send them in. Urban Legends with the Ghost Brothers is a Discovery Plus podcast. From Discovery Plus, our executive producer is Marissa Lucy. Our show is produced by Neon Hum Media. At Neon Hum, our executive producer is Jonathan Hirsch. Our lead producer is Joanna Clay. Our associate producers are Chloe Chobel and Evan Jacoby. Our production manager is Samantha Allison. And editorial support that comes from Nick White. Music is by Asha Ivanovich. Our concept is by Odelia Rubin and Shara Morris. Josh Hahn and Hansdale Sue engineered this episode. Man, thank y'all so much for listening to Urban Legends with the Ghost Brothers. Man, we love sharing these stories with y'all.
And hearing yours, man. Please keep those coming.
And don't forget to rate us and review us. I mean, it all helps, folks. I mean, we need to get to the top. Give us to the top. Take us to the top, y'all.
Come on, baby.
Just be generous.
Come on,
make
man.
us,
Bring your
make
boys
us
to the top.
famous, baby.
Make me feel
Take us
good.
to the top. Wait, see, now you're taking it way too far.
Way too far.
Way too far. But hey, guys, that's our show. We love y'all. Appreciate y'all for hollering at the Ghost Brothers with Urban Legends.
And always remember, keep it funky.
And freaky.
Is that what
Like the stories.
Is that what they supposed to remember?
Yeah.
I mean,
Funky and freaky?
Funky and freaky.
That's how we sign it.
That's how we go sign off.
With the episode
Funky
of The
and
Watch,
freaky.
we want to keep it funky and freaky.